Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do it's kind of like a reverse crucifix, but without controlling the opposite arm. It's from a double wrist lock. What some people call this is a controlling position. It's a pin, but we can work some submissions out of it as well. So yeah, I use it a lot from like working for sweeps on this arm. Say I've got to here and I've managed to get up and I've collected this arm. Okay, now I'm not probably going to finish Graham with this Chimera, but what I am going to force Graham to do is to have to go over and be swept. So literally going to pull this towards me, take my elbow tight against his armpit, forearm tight against his forearm, and I start to force back. Don't really need an elevator for him to turn over. Okay, once I get to this position, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the arm really tight against his belly. So the arm's really tight against his belly, and I'm going to run my hips up underneath his neck. Alright? Once I'm in this position, Graham's not going to try very hard because I'm not feeling too good today. But Graham's not going to try very hard, but if he tries to turn towards me, I can kind of control him here by holding it against his belly. If he tries to turn away from me, I can kind of hold it here. Okay? So I can hold him and keep him in good control. Now there's a number of things that Graham can do from this point. The normal first thing that people without a lot of experience do is they grab their own hand because they think they're going to get armbarred. Right? This is kind of perfect for what I want to do. Right? Because in essence he's pinning himself. So I'm going to bring this foot up and I literally just find the gap to put that leg through. Now I try and go and pop that arm. Right? When he's in this position, it's even more difficult for Graham to escape. He's trapped in there. Now, I've never got the straight arm bar on that leg, so I'm not even going to teach it. I'm going to bring this arm here, and I grab his forearm, and I put it on his belly. He will wiggle that around and stuff, but I can sort of contain it in this position. This hand's going to slide underneath his neck, and I'm just going to grab the top of his shoulder, and then I'm going to pull my elbow towards my hip. It's not a rear naked choke. I'm just grabbing here, and I'm just pulling across his neck. So this one goes here, and pull towards his neck. You will probably get the tap. Alright? So that's the first in the sequence from this double wrist lock control. Alright? So I've swept him, and I've managed to get to this position. Alright? I run my hips up underneath his neck. The first thing he does is he grabs his own hand. Once he grabs his own hand, I sit my leg through and pop the arm out. I'm going to control the opposite wrist. I hold it really, really tight. This hand drives underneath his neck, and I reach for his opposite shoulder. Once I reach his opposite shoulder, I pull across to my hip with my elbow. Works really, really nicely. This choke doesn't look like a choke, but if Graham sits up, it's back towards me. Actually, all I'm doing is I'm grabbing his shoulder here, and I'm pulling everything across my body. Alright, so it is a choke. It's not a rear naked, it's just a pretty brutal choke. Okay? And in the next videos, I'm going to carry on